up? This is Shay M. Lawson, Esquire, and you are tuned in to Working Woman Wednesday with Kemar Kane on The Kemar Kane Show. Tune in. Women are dope, women are strength, women are understanding, women are compassion, women are sometimes not rational.
Talk about it.
Women get it done, women can multitask, women make the world go round. That things are ever changing, your definition of being a woman is always going to change, but it always embodies your complete you. So you're never less than enough. That you're never less than enough. Don't let society, don't let a relationship, don't let a job, don't let a challenge, an obstacle make you feel at any point that you're less than enough. You're always enough, but maybe you need to evolve to the next level. Maybe you need to change your approach, but at all times, you're more than enough.
Yo, what's happening, man? It's Kemar Kane coming to you all the way live. Your favorite country cousin, your favorite Mississippian, and your best friend. Welcome to another episode of Working Woman Wednesday. That's right, episode number three. Number three, you made it this far. Keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited on today. Got a very, very, very special guest. Got the one and only Shay Lawson in the building. She is like the key to the city in Atlanta. Got her hands in a lot of things. And, you know, we're going to talk about a lot of that on today. So, Shay Lawson, everybody. How you feeling?
Ooh,
hey.
The bankhead bounce.
The bankhead bounce.
No,
you know what
you're
I'm
not
saying?
old enough to. No, I'm kidding.
So, Shay Lawson, you are a entertainment lawyer, correct?
Correct.
How did you journey into that?
That's too long. We've had this like 6-hour discussion with Kemar.
This for the people.
Oh man, what's the people version of this?
Yeah.
The people version of how I got into entertainment law, my brother and my cousin, shout out to the Dope Boys, Ty, Jamaica, Travis, write and produce music. I've been around music my whole life, being around them. They're all much older than me. And then I went to Hampton University, so shout out the real HU as well.
Hey.
And at the time that I was in school in Virginia, it was around the time of like the Neptunes, the Clips, Timberland, Missy, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, you know, so it was a great time in Virginia for music. I just so happened to be there. I already had family members that were in the industry as well. And so it was really just a natural progression once I went to law school and kind of graduated. It all fell into place.
Good stuff. Who has been a great influence on you now?
Professionally and personally? What?
Professionally and personally.
I would say professionally, I preach the Ryan Leslie gospel. I'm sure that people think that he is somehow paying me, but I swear he's not. I'm super inspired by Ryan Leslie. I think that he is somebody who consistently thinks out of the box, thinks ahead, is constantly evolving, constantly understands the value of having super sharp. You can be a super sharp person while having a team of incredibly sharp people around you as well. And he's somebody that excels at that, to always take him and what he's doing to the next level before anybody else without compromising his unique value. And that's something that I always try to bring to everything that I do, and similar in who I surround myself with. So professionally, I'm super inspired by Ryan Leslie. I would say personally, probably my parents, my brother, my family. Like, I come from a really, really dope family of just hardworking people, really family-oriented people who care about other people, people who are of their word and their integrity. My mom always says, when you're down to nothing, you always have your word. Always be a person of your word. 'Cause you could lose your money, you could lose your status, you could lose everything, but if you're a person of your word, you can easily get it back. So
I like that. So, word is bond, capital. I've heard this. I want your perspective on this, right?
Okay.
I've heard that human capital is the best capital.
Okay.
Okay. Would you prefer resources over money or money over resources?
Resources as in people?
People.
No, because the people can get you the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I would agree that human capital is the best, because you could have all the money in the world and nobody wants to deal with you, nobody wants to do business with you. You know, you can easily become a pariah. You know, look at our president. So, you know, money doesn't, money doesn't dictate how far you will get or anything like that. And I think that as long as you have human relationships, human capital, you have capital of your own to give. Mm-hmm. Just like I said, like, even if you have nothing, you'll be able to get anywhere you need to be.
So being in entertainment law, one, who was the hardest person to work with? And who was the best person to work with?
Oh man, I won't say. Wow, that's so funny. I have had some difficult deals in my day, but it's definitely not on the client side. I would say that I absolutely love all the people that I work with. So I would say some of the most difficult deals that I've done have been with unnamed major artists. Okay. And it's just because their teams, the same way that I feel about, my clients, is the way that their teams feel about them. Mm-hmm. So we're all trying to broker the best deals for our clients, and you're just like bumping heads where people don't want to move points, and you're like, I had somebody threaten me and tell me that they were not going to put my clients' songs on an album, and this was like a big album, mm-hmm. That was gonna come out, and I was just like, who are you talking to? I know what's going and just so happened that particular artist had just done an interview on E! And said that song was their favorite song on the upcoming album. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, no, your man just did an interview on E! And said that was his favorite song, so you're gonna cut this check, what are you gonna do? This is about to make the album. And so there's like all this brinkmanship, this one-upmanship that kind of comes in the industry. I think especially being young, being a woman, that mm-hmm. people, want to just kind of try your hand, try your knowledge. And so I think there have definitely been some challenging deals out there, but I think that's what makes the job exciting and I know enjoyable for me, that, kind of going to battle and getting the best for my clients. My favorite client, sorry everybody, I love y'all. But I would say one of my favorite clients to work with is Jason from Trap Karaoke. Okay, yeah. Man, he's just such a phenomenal person, mm-hmm. A really great concept, very intentional in the type of experience and space he wants to create for Black joy and Black culture and Black women, mm-hmm. Which is how I came aboard with him, because he's very intentional about supporting and empowering Black women. So it's just like an honor to work with him and protect and grow the brand as he continues his vision on. So, yeah. Nice.
So I want to kind of double back to something that you mentioned about being young and being a woman in this field, right? Your introduction, like your first day on the job, uh-huh. Like take me back to that. Were you nervous? Were you scared? Like what were the emotions like in that moment, on that day?
I guess there is no day, because I don't work a traditional job. Like I work for myself, but I will say mm-hmm. the first like kind of big deal that I did, I did a contract with Bad Boy. They had a group named Chester French that had done a song with like Rick Ross, and they were going to do a video for it. So I was doing the contract with Bad Boy for the video, and you know how you just notoriously hear about Bad Boy deals, yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this going to be? And so I think I was a little kind of intimidated and overwhelmed for it, but I went in, made my edits, sent it back, and I'm just like holding my breath, like, oh my gosh, and I ended up getting everything that I asked for and that I wanted from my client. And that was just like such a huge ego boost for that to be one of my first agreements, and for it to go the way that I wanted with, a company of that size, to be able to kind of wear that as a badge of honor, to be like, yo, I negotiated a great deal, with Bad Boy for a client. It was just like really awesome. And I think kind of gave me the boost I needed as a new attorney to really feel like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I can hold my own in the industry.
Good stuff. Do you get any sleep?
Yes. Yes. So I'm in a running group called Boomers and Pacers, and the running joke, no pun intended, is everybody calls me Nana Shay.
Okay.
Because they know that if it happens after dark, I'm not going, I'm not answering the phone. Like
Wow.
when darkness hits, Shay is in the bed. I do not play about my sleep. I'm probably sleep every day at about 9:45, but I'm or well on my way. But I'm also up at like 5.
That's
so
pretty good. That's a nice.
So I get my 7-8 hours of sleep every day, because you can't, at the level that I have to think and interact, I can't give from an empty vessel. Like people wear being tired and team no sleep and X, Y, and Z as like a badge of honor. And if you're not getting sleep, that means you're mismanaging your time. You're misprioritizing your tasks. Like being busy does not equate to being productive. So I try to be productive, with my time, and included in being productive is taking care of myself, making sure I'm the best version of myself to give the best version to my clients.
I love that, man. Self-discipline.
Yes.
Right? How hard was it for you to discipline yourself in the way that you do now? Like, was it tough getting in bed at 9:45?
No, I just naturally, like, even if I'm out somewhere and I'm not even, looking at a watch or a phone, I can tell, like, my body just is shutting down on me. I've always been a fairly disciplined person because I've always, my parents kept me really busy. Like I was always in sports, I was always in AP, I was always on a schedule. Anyway, when I was in college, like I worked a work study job and I worked a real job and I was in honors college. So you know what I mean? Like I've always been busy. Law school is just no punk. So you have to be really focused. And then I worked as well during law school. So I've always just kept myself super busy, where every moment of my time was already accounted for, where I really just didn't have time to blow off or not be focused. I've always had to be a really structured person. So no, I think the hardest thing for me, probably to your point, was learning how to carve out that time for self-care and cutting myself off on the weekends, cutting myself off at night, because there would be moments, especially early in the grind, where I was like trying to get in and trying to get my clients. So I was answering calls at 11 o'clock. I was, working on the weekends. And sometimes, I still have stuff to do on weekends. But I think you realize at a certain juncture in your career, in your life, that you don't earn any days back. You don't earn any time back that you've lost with family, with friends. And so you have to take time for yourself. As much as you're building a life, you have to live it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, that's good. You work with a lot of people. Who does Shay get to vent to, pour out to, talk to, get counsel from? Who's your go-to people or person?
Oh, wow. I have a really great village of people. When you talk about wealth, man, I feel like one of the biggest ways that I'm wealthy is in my village. So whether it comes from, I would say like my brother Ty is, one of my best friends, and he's in the industry. So he knows a lot of the same people. He knows what I'm talking about. He's also been on my journey, so he can say, well, we talked about this last year, or I know your personality, so you probably, I have a really great circle of women around me who are doing the things that I want to do. Ebony K. Williams, who is another attorney, and she's an anchor as well. Like her and I went to law school together.
Wow.
Yeah, and
that's
so
cool.
She was in her last year of law school, and I was in my first year of law school. And so she's always someone who I've seen and really admired how she carried herself, how she presented herself, her hustle, her grind. And she always, I'm just so grateful for her, because she always makes time for me. She, like, no matter what, the simplest questions, hey, what should I say about this? Who should I reach out to about this? If she has a contact, she'll do it. If she has advice, she will give it. If she just needs to be a listening ear, she will give it to me. So I'm super appreciative to like people like her, my mentor Kia. I have just a huge village of women and just men, everybody around me to really vet things, and I am extremely appreciative for all the relationships that I have.
Is it harder to work with men, or is it harder to work with women? If you had to choose, who would you work most with, and why?
Oh man, Dogs. No. Oh man, I would probably say men. I would prefer men say things to each other.
Okay.
Like women, I think we are a bit more tactful. We play politics a bit a bit better. We understand that you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, but men will just straight shoot with you. Like,
Right.
I don't deal with you, or I don't like that, or listen, this is what I want, no matter how unreasonable it is. This is what I want, X, Y, and Z, and they set the expectations pretty clear. Whereas women, sometimes you're guessing what the end game. It's like, is she being nice to me because she's being nice, or is it does she want something? And men are just like, listen, sweetie, I want your number. So I just feel like men are a lot more direct, so we can get to business. I find that when I'm handling business with men, I don't have to small talk on the phone. As soon as I pick up their phone, they're like, hey, look, I need X, Y, and Z from you. Where women are like, hey, hope all is well. Can we meet up? And it's like, what do you need? So, so I think that, and I know that that's the best way that I work. And so I know sometimes that comes off as like, I'm kind of hard or distant or, people's favorite B word, but it's like, no, I just have limited amount of time. Like, let's get to the business. We can kiki later. So
We can kiki later.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Like, what would Shay share with her younger self or any other young woman? Look into a camera right there.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What would you tell your younger self?
Young Shay.
Hey.
Young Shay, first of all, sis, your thickness is gonna come in, so just keep eating them sandwiches. Next, young Shay, just stay focused, but and I appreciate your work ethic, but have fun. Have fun. Don't worry about the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff, because life is going to happen extremely well. And please always remember, Shay or whoever else is listening to this, man, woman, child, that what God has planned for you is bigger than your wildest dreams. So when something doesn't happen for you, when a door gets closed, that day that you absolutely break down, know that God is setting you up for the ultimate win. So be patient, stay the course, stay consistent, continue to work hard.
That's good. Consistency is the name of the game for sure. I want you to share, what is some advice that you've gotten in your lifetime or recently that you have added to your everyday life that you can say you live by?
Oh man, it's I've been saying this for years, probably 10 years now. The Jay-Z, I had to get out the boat so I could walk on water.
Hey.
Yeah, sometimes you have to step out on faith to achieve your dreams. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone to achieve greatness. Sometimes you have to leave the things and the people around you that maybe give you stability in order to truly be great. You got to get out the boat to walk on water.
I like that. Cool, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another great episode of Working Woman Wednesday.
Thank you
with
for
the
having me.
beautifully talented attorney Shay M. Lawson. Let them know where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me online at Shay, ShaymLawson. It's the same thing, at Shay M. Lawson, Instagram, at Shay M. Lawson, Twitter, ShayMLawson.com.
All of that. Look, also, real quick, she does these things on IG. You may be able to get some free advice here and there. Let's talk about that a little bit before we go.
Oh yeah, my IG story. So yeah, follow me on the Instagram at Shay M. Lawson. I really just give legal tips every day. Stop guessing, stop asking Google. Go ahead and follow me. Google didn't take the bar, but I did.
Ooh.
So, go ahead, follow me, get this free legal advice. Same thing on ShayMLawson.com. I have free downloadable templates, downloadable forms. I walk you through stuff. So I really just want everybody to win. And I know people feel like lawyers are really expensive and not reachable. And if there's people out there, especially millennials and people of color, I want to be able to be that resource where you have a question, you can come to me, you can come to my site, you can find the information. It'll be trustworthy, it'll be free or affordable, because I got to pay these bills.
Gotta pay these bills. Understand me. Look, man, Shay Lawson, ladies and gentlemen. It's Kemar Kane coming to you all the way live. Your favorite country cousin, your favorite Mississippian, and your best friend. You, my friends, have just watched another episode of Working Woman Wednesday. We in the building, man. Stay tuned for the next one. We out.
Count down.